Hello beautiful people around the world, I'm so happy to see you back here. We're talking all things optimal health and nutrition. My name is Marika and I'm the founder of Trifecta Holistic Nutrition. In this video, we'll be talking about stress, we'll be busting some myths and misconceptions about stress, and we'll be talking about how stress affects our health and what we can do about it. So let's get started. Let's start straight away with a misconception about stress. And that misconception is that stress is bad. Well, you might be surprised, but stress in and of itself is not bad. And that is because short-term stress actually helps us to get somewhere, or, physically be active, mentally be active, etc. So short-term stress is not an issue. Stress becomes an issue when it is chronic, chronically too high, or actually chronically too low, because stress exists on a continuum. So we have the one extreme where we're extremely stressed, overstressed to our physical ability and mental ability, and the other extreme where we're actually completely deflated and not motivated, can't get off the couch to do anything. So there is this middle ground and this balance area which we're always trying to find in life, and same as with stress, and we're always navigating throughout life where there's this optimal point for us to flow in, where stress is just right for us individually. And that brings me to a very important point, that stress perception and the way our body, our mind, we are dealing with stress is individually different. Now let's have a look at the different stresses that are actually out there and that affect us as human beings. Number one is the physical stress, and that can be something like exercise, or it can come from the environment, and our physical body is exposed to the environment that includes water, air, food, soil, etc. that can contain stresses such as pollution in the air, or toxins and pollutants in the water or in our food that we take into our body, assimilate, and that our body has to deal with. So then we have psychological stresses, and we mostly think of the psychological stresses when we think about stress, and that of course is thinking about issues, dealing with a lot of responsibilities, a lot of deadlines at a time, anxiety or even depression. Those can be stresses, and those can affect our stress levels. And finally, there's actually spiritual stress, or spiritual factors that can affect our stress levels, I should perhaps say. We don't often think about that, but if we don't have much purpose or no purpose at all in our life, that can actually lead to either high stress or that deflated point. Certainly we'll be out of balance and we're feeling the effects of that. So now that we know the different stresses that affect us, what is the problem with stress? And that is, of course, as you probably know, that is the chronic stress. And that is when we get into a chronic fight or flight mode, which chronically elevates our cortisol levels, our natural innate levels, to an extent that our body constantly thinks that we're on the run, that we're getting chased by this tiger, and that we're constantly stressed. And that in turn leads to a variety of detrimental health effects, which could be something like retaining body mass or body fat in particular. So if you find yourself gaining body fat, then your stress levels might be one factor that plays into that body composition balance. For some people, stress actually leads to loss of body weight. And you might think, oh, that's great, lucky them. But I might argue that it's actually not a good sign. And indeed, they would be feeling the long-term and short-term health effects of that as well. Because you want to achieve your optimum body composition and body weight for your optimal health. Because it's not just the weight, it's many other factors like your hormone balance, etc., that is important for your optimal health. And you might also, long-term stress or chronic stress or extreme stress might bring your body to get sick, like, a cold or a flu, or you get an injury. All those things we've been, aware of. You probably would have experienced it at some point in time, and it is a warning signal of our body to say, hang on a minute, take a break, give me a break. I need to be able to deal with those stresses in my way and at my time. Individual difference. So one of the most important things is to learn what is your level, what is your threshold, and to actually be a master of fine-tuning yourself in finding that level where you can, push yourself a bit further, or where you have to say, oh, okay, I'm getting close to a stage where I, getting affected by stress, and what can I do to mitigate those effects? That might be meditation for some people, it might be going for a run for other people, it might be having a sleep, and it might, most importantly for most people, include making sure that your environment that you have around you and within you is at the best level possible. So rebalance those factors. I'm coming back to the diet, that keep it at a nice, clean, healthy, best optimal for your body to flourish and be nourished level. Drink clean water. Try to be outside, breathe fresh air, etc. And do work for your mind as well, and work on that spiritual aspect too. And of course there are also some supplements that can be useful in the process of dealing with stress. Those supplements are called adaptogens. If you want to look into that further, type into your search engine adaptogens. I will also post some links below in this video, so you can find out more how these herbs can help you dealing with stress and recalibrate, rebalance your body. Again, as I mentioned in one of my previous videos, supplements alone will not solve the problems. You have to do a lot more than just taking supplements. So with this, I'll leave you with the information on stress and how it affects our health. I hope this information was important, it was of interest for you. If it was, give me a thumbs up, give me a like. If you have any questions, please comment on the video below. And if you're looking for professional help to transform your health, to achieve optimal health, please make sure to reach out to me. You can find me on social media such as Instagram and Facebook. And of course, I also have a website, so please visit me there. Please reach out. Thank you so much for watching.